My name is Fred Astaire, you know that. I was born in 1899 in Omaha, Nebraska. I spent 5 years of my life learning how to dance, and then I took that into a 76-year career. And those years, I did 31 musicals, 10 Broadway, 10 London, and then 4 TV specials, but you know, not a big deal. I died on June 22nd, 1987 in Los Angeles. So, still dance though.
Hello, my name is Babe Ruth. I'm an American professional baseball player. Had over 700 home runs in my 22-span season. And then for $100,000, the Red Sox traded me to the New York Yankees, also known as the Curse of the Bambino. And this led on to an 86-year misery for the Boston Red Sox because they didn't win one World Series.
I'm Amelia Earhart, and I'm an American aviator. I was born in Kansas, and I took my first airplane ride in California in 1920. In 1922, I became the first American woman to fly solo across 14,000 feet. In 1932, I became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, and upon my return, I was the first woman awarded the Heroism of Achievement in Aerial Flight Award. Then, later that year, I became the first woman to fly non-stop across the United States. On July 1st, 1937, I took a flight across the world with Fred Noonan, but shortly crashed over the Pacific Ocean. And 2 weeks later, I was declared lost at sea, and me nor any of my wreckage was ever found.
My name is Alice Paul, and I'm a suffragist. This means that I support women's rights. I'm the head of the National Women's Party, and in 1920 I attended Tennessee's War of Roses. This war wasn't an actual war, but it was the event where the 36th and last needed state approved of the 19th Amendment. This state was Tennessee, and the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. This war was called the War of Roses because those who supported women's rights wore yellow roses, and those who did not support women's rights had red roses.
We are now entering the harder times of the American economy. The year is 1929. The Great Depression has just hit. And this has affected the lives of every single American.
Hello, my name is Herbert Hoover. I became your 31st president in 1928. Much respect to Mr. Roosevelt here, but his plans to fix the Great Depression did not work and will not work. I know what got us into the Great Depression, and I know what can get us out. I am an engineer and a businessman, so if anything will fix this Great Depression, it would be to fix the economy. Amidst the hard times, I do not believe that Mr. Roosevelt's views will solve the nationwide epidemic.
My name is Franklin Delano Roosevelt. I was born on January 30th, 1885. I served as the 33rd President of the United States from 1933 to 1945. I was the only president to serve more than 2 terms. During my political career, I was Governor of New York, Assistant Secretary of the Navy, and served in the New York State Senate. In my younger years, I attended Harvard University. In Boston, I was Editor-in-Chief of the Harvard Crimson, the school's newspaper. In 1902, I married my wife, Eleanor. And in 1921, while on vacation, I began to get sick. And a few weeks later, I had lost all feeling in my legs. This disease that I contracted is called polio. When I was elected president, the country was in economic decline. This era in time is called the Great Depression. To fix this problem, I came up with a plan called the New Deal. Some of these programs in this deal include TVA and Social Security. I also ended the Second World War. On April 12, 1945, I died in my summer home in Warrensburg, Georgia.
Hello, my name is Florence Owens Thompson. I was born in 1903. I lived in Missouri until the Great Depression hit, then I moved west to California. And then I had to settle in a pea picking field with my 7 children, my husband, and myself. And there I met a nice lady named Dorothea Langs, who took a picture of me and published it to magazines, newspapers, to tell how the poor had lived. And of course, who doesn't want to take a picture? LOL. So this is how I was important to the Great Depression.
I'm John Steinbeck, the author of The Grapes of Wrath. The book references the Dust Bowl, a natural disaster where drought and overfarming took a toll on the land of the Midwest. The natural disaster combined with banks taking lands and homes. This left people with no choice but to leave and find opportunities elsewhere. Go read my book.
Well, fun fact, after you go in a time machine, you kind of lose your ability to dance. I know that's specific, but I can't dance anymore, guys. Anyway, we're entering a time period between the wars of social and economic reconstruction in America. This is the interwar.
I'm Lucy the Ripetov. I was the start of a campaign that at recruiting female workers at the Defense Industrial during World War II. I was the most iconic image of working women during that time.
I am Wonder Woman. In 1941, I became the first woman superhero to appear in the comic book universe. I represented feminism and equal rights and was known as propaganda for the new type of woman in the early 1940s.
I'm Eleanor Roosevelt. I was the First Lady during my husband FDR's presidency. I was a strong advocate for human rights. I was elected as a representative to the United Nations for 7 years, where I continued my work for human and civil rights. I was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize 3 times, and I was a prolific writer.
I'm Harry Truman. I was the 33rd President of the United States. I decided to drop the atomic bomb on Japan in 1945. I helped contain communism, and I led the United States into the Korean War.
The year is 1945, and the communist scare has plagued America. And the relations between the USSR and US have never been worse. This is the Cold War.
I am Fidel Castro, the Cuban communist revolutionary and politician who governed the Republic of Cuba as prime minister. The U.S. didn't trust me, so they planned to train Cuban exiles for an invasion of Cuba and to overthrow me. But the invasion didn't work. Some exiles escaped to sea, and I had the rest killed or imprisoned.
Hello, my name is John F. Kennedy. At this time, October 1962, we are in the Cuban Missile Crisis. Lasting for 13 days, it's a confrontation between us and the Soviet Union. 90 miles off the shore of Florida, I have a red phone that is connected to the Kremlin, which is the center of the Russian government. I talked to the leader. I have agreed to his offer to remove the missiles in exchange for the U.S. promising not to invade China. I was assassinated on November 22nd, 1963 by Lee Harvey Oswald.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. I
am Neil Armstrong. On July 20th, 1969, Buzz Aldrin and I stepped onto the moon. The space race was between two Cold War rivals, the Soviets and the U.S., for dominance and spaceflight capability that sparked America to be first on the moon.
I am an American Vietnam War soldier. It was a long, costly armed conflict between communist North Vietnam and South Vietnam with the help of the United States. It started November 1st, 1955. I got to go home after President Richard Nixon decided to withdraw the American forces in 1973, although the war didn't officially end for April 30th, 1975. In the end, there was a combined death toll of over 3 million.
We have now arrived in the modern United States when the economic boom and the post-war social reform has transformed America.
Hi guys, I'm a hippie, and I rejected everyone else as normal. The rest of the hippies and I set up communities so we could live together and not have to deal with everyone else as normal. Many of us decided to move away to California and go to the Woodstock Festival that took place over 4 days. 400,000 of us showed up overall. We believed in happiness above everything. And we wanted peace, love, and freedom to be the new social normal.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Kennedy. I am the wife of the 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy. From 1961, I remained the First Lady of the United States until 1963, John's assassination. Everyone loved my style, from the clothes I wear to the way I do things. During my travels with John to Central and South America, I won a wide prize for my fashion sense, my beauty, and the way I learned all the languages. I restored the White House back to its original elegance and beauty. I can say I left a mark on history I will never be forgotten.
Hello, my name is Rosa Parks. I'm known as the mother of the Civil Rights Movement by refusing to give up my seat to a white man on a Montgomery, Alabama city bus in 1955. After that, I was arrested, and when I was put in jail, the African Americans gathered in Montgomery, Alabama and boycotted the city buses. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was appointed as a spokesman, and he led peaceful protests throughout Montgomery and everywhere else. After that, they desegregated city buses.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. I'm a singer, songwriter, and guitarist from Kingsland, Arkansas, who hit it big when I started making and recording music at Sun Records, which is a music studio, if you didn't know. That's in Memphis, Tennessee. I sold about 90 million records worldwide and even got into the Hall of Fame. But tragedy struck when I died on September 12th, 2003. But my legacy will live on through my music.
Well, we have finally reached the end of our time travel journey here in contemporary United States of America. I would say more, but I gotta go see a man about a dog, so I'll see you later.
Hey, I'm a Cabbage Patch Kid. I was born in 1983 in Baby Lane General Hospital, and I made the record of the most successful new doll in history in 6.8 seconds, once made every day.
The stars don't look bigger
but they sure do look rider. Hello, my name is Sally Ride, and on June 18th, 1983, I made history by being the first American woman astronaut. When I was little, I always loved math and science, so after high school, I went on to pursue a degree at Stanford University in physics. One day, as I was walking around my campus, I saw an ad in the newspaper about an astronaut program, and I decided, hey, why not? I'll apply for the job. I was one of 6 women out of the hundreds to get the job. Later on, in 1987, I stopped working for NASA and started teaching at the University of California in San Diego. I wanted to find ways to help women and girls further their knowledge in science and math. I believe young girls need to see their role models in whatever careers they may choose so they can picture themselves doing their jobs, because you can't be what you can't see. And always remember, the fun starts where the fun begins where the pavement ends.
I'm Sarah Palin. I was born in Sandpoint, Idaho, and as an infant, my family and I moved to Alaska. I then returned back to Idaho to receive my education at the University of Idaho, where I got my degree in journalism. Then I returned back to Alaska to become the governor, and I also ran for Vice President of the United States.
My name is Donald J. Trump, and I am the current President of the United States. In the 1980s, I was a real estate mogul, and I had my own TV show called The Apprentice. And I've been married a lot of times since. And I will make America great again.
Thank you for being so cooperative in this time travel journey. Maybe next time. I don't know if there's a next time. I didn't pay my insurance bill on my time machine, but if you want to, just build your own. So, have a good day.